Hello, friend. We are going to start bits manipulation, right? Why or space optimization? I I say one thing you that I not study any type of these things. Right? I told you that I not study yet the space optimizing using bit manipulation. I read it first time. So let's start. There are many situations where we are use integer values as index in array to see presence or absence. We can use bits manipulation to optimize space in such problems. Let us consider below problem as an example. Given two numbers say a and b, mark the multiples of 2 and 5. Given two numbers says a and b and mark the multiples of 2 and 5 between a and b using less than less than difference. Given two numbers a and b, mark the multiple of 2 and 5 between a and b using less than o. Can you understand what I talk? Hmm? Yes. No. Yes. Given two numbers says a and b. Um, let's start our problem. Given question we in question there are given me a problem in this platform there are given problem so we can get clear about so we can clear about doubt about the bits manipulation to understand bits manipulation, right? Given two numbers says a and b, mark the multiples of 2 and 5 means 2 and 10. These are our input numbers, let's assume. And then output, there are 2, 4, 5, 6, and 10. What are these outputs means? B using less than or B minus A space, space and output of each the multiples means given two numbers A and B. Mark the multiples of 2 and 5 between A and B using less than 4B minus A space and output to each of the multiples. Simples they are saying simple means in question in a code we are giving a two numbers. Let's assume 2 and 10. We need to find multiples of 2 and find between 2 and 10. So what are multiples of 5, 2 and 10? 5 and 2, 5 and 10. These are the multiple of 5 and 2 multiples are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 also. So we consider all multiple of 2, multiple of 2 and 5 also, right? So we get the answer output 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, and output of input 2 and 10, 2, 10. I get output 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, right? The same answer. Are you able to understand? 10 minus 2 means 8. 2, 2, 5, 6, 6. Using violence and note we have to mark the multiples that save key comma value pairs is memory such that each key either have value as 1 or 0 representing as a multiple of 2 or 5 are not descriptive. Can you understand what in our note section say? We have to mark the multiples that is save key comma value pairs in a memory. You save pair in a memory such that each key either have value as 1 or 0, representing as multiple of 2 or 5 or not respectively. Means 1 represent multiple of 2 and 5 represent multiple of 0. What means? What means? Are not respectively are not respectively can also be possible because if we can give a 5 as a square, 5 as 1 and 2 as a plus 0, we can 625 we can get approach one simple has the inside. Wait a minute. It's a very easy question. Wait a minute. Approach one, approach two. How much approaches are there to solve this? Approach three. Okay. Approach three. Okay. Approach three, and only approach three. Three are approaches there. Third approach using bits manipulation, and first, second approach basic. For clearance, you also need to find the solve approach first, and for your better understanding, you also need to solve second approach. And for your concept of use bits manipulation, you solve must approach three. Every approach is very important for you to understand this code and this problems and this questions. How can we can solve by so has the indices is an array from A to B and mark each of the indices as 1 or 0. Has the inside indices has the indices in an array from A to B means A to B 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My A to B inside indices from A to B and mark each of the indices as 1 or 0 means those are multiple of those are the multiple of 2 and 5 we mark as 1. Those are not multiples of 2 and 5 but we mark it as a 0, right? There is a question there's an answer of you can get, right? Better than simple simple approach. Space complexity is max a comma which is big, that's the space complexity. uh, Means 2 and 10. What is the max 10? So max to max 10 is the time complexity because we need to make from 0 to 10. We make it as it's a reality, but we are not taking a 60. What we thought. Wait a minute. Better than simple, save memory by translating A to both index is writer. We are from A to B, indices from A to B. Question says has answer indices in an array from A to B and mark each of indices. The question बोला save memory by translating A to the zeroth index A को we are taking A to A as a zeroth index and B to B as a and we taking as a B as a B minus A condition. Simple, sir. A simple meaning A is the zero index and zero. A is the number. A is the number, and B is that number. We minus it. We get a length about what is the length it have a length, and we make it as that index, right? So we have a particular limit of the length or between the numbers of A and B, and also included A and B. We make this array. Right? It's take less time complexity. It take less space complexity. But if we are following the max economy, we have a more time complexity as compared to that, right? So my space complexity B minus A. You can say yes. They are using a modulus because it does not depend. So B can be smaller and A can be smaller. A so it depends on the modulus. So we use it. Simply has B minus a position of array as a zeros and simple. So it's a very easy questions. So question say it digest from 0 to B minus a. Questions it is as what hypothetical. 0 is absent period. So 0 take 1 and 1 say 2 not 1 and 4 and 5 not take 6 will take. And 5 multiples are also considered there. 4 totally pointing on that particular 5 is standard and no solution. But here different thing happen over 0. It's totally by depends on person. Okay. We must see code so we can understand better because here we are not able to understand because here the 0 we're taking 5 and here the 1 taking 5. So it can be make confusion in you. So we need to go further for a clearation of your doubt. So uh, we use our program to mark numbers as a multiple of 2 or 5. Import java dot language dot star. This is the statement which you also know. Also libraries or also libraries we are using Java line dot star right class here we are taking this class we will also know about it. Public static void means we are a PSVM taking and where we are solving it int a equal to 2 and b equal to we are not taking input from the user because it's a code we need to mention answer point size equal to math abs b minus a because math dot abs convert both b minus as a number not a negative and positive considered you only consider as a number math dot abs right plus one because size is we are taking plus one by because length is why because you can consider you can thought about that we not only need b minus a right we not need b minus a means we are excluding a also it means we are excluding a also we are 10 and we are 2 we are 8 we are taking as it and you can see we are excluding a right a equal to and b equal to 10 we are excluding a so we need to plus one for including a that's the reason we plus one we make it plus one and in array we are define a array of size whatever the we are making further right modulus ka here modulus work we use modulus as the math.abs right we for modulus we need to make as a math.abs it's a very important term for you because it's used in a large amount because where we need to do anything where we need when you solve any problem we need to go through that math.abs because it's a very important role in this right in this field right iterate through A to B, iterate through A to B. If it is a multiple of two, if it is a multiple of 2 or 5, if it is multiple of 2 or 5, means simple uh, iterate through A to B. If it is a multiple of 2 or 5, mark the index as one. For example, it's by mistake we not consider 5 as 1. For by mistake, it's by mistake and it's also by mistake we are not considered 0 as a 1 so, I don't know what of I don't know what's the problem here. Something here is happening in that image. But here coding you can say you can see iterate through A to B if it is a multiple of 2 or 5 mark index in array as 1 you can easily see that we are considering 5 as we are in index 5 we are putting a 1 right but here image here not seeing 5 index as 0 as 1 yes so 0 right so it's a very confusing point here, but in that coding, we easily see that 5 is as considered as 1. So go further for your improvement. You need to move further. Like we are, if we are not a, if we are not apply bracket, we can easily solve it without applying bracket. But we need to, but if we are not applying brackets, so we need to make care about the indentation when we are not using bracket. Because if I not use bracket and we can change in the indentation, what happen? You can see it. I change the indentation and bracket is not used. What happened? Wait a minute. Multiple 2 and 5. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Your answer is right. So means indentation is what? It does not matter. Right. Oh, sorry for giving you wrong information about that. Yeah, it can, it must give a right answer. So in my mistake to understand wrong, we cannot, we not need to apply a brackets here, right? But here they give me a in a indentation, so I thought about the indentation is very important, but they are making as indentation because we can easily understand that this thing in this thing in this, so they use a indentation here. But for people who are we are who understand these problems, so it's also compulsory for you to if you are not using bracket, so it's very compulsory for you to maintain indentation, so another person can understand your code easily, right? System. So move forward for int I equal to m and I b I plus plus. It's a very simple. If I is modulus 2 is equal to 0, and it's a very simple, and we making it I minus a equal to 1. Well, we are using I minus a because we are I as m, but I know we need to maintain indexes as as from 0, right? We are considering array from a, right? So here index become a. So index is not index a become, but we need to put a value from 0, 0 indices here. So we are minus a, I minus a. So we are putting values from index 0. If we are putting value from a, so it hampers totally because we cannot solve. My answer came wrong. So we need to take care about that things. It's a very important for you to take care about that. Take care of that things. So system dot out println multiples of two. So very simple. You can easily solve it, right? Not I do not need to. I do not need to. Uh, take care about that things. You can easily, I thought you are eligible so that you can understand easily that things because it's a very simple things. It does not complicate, but previous questions are very complicated. You also know about that, right? So for int I equal to a, I for we are applying for loop where int I equal to a, I is a smaller than or equal to b, and I is first we are applying if conditions are a, I minus a where equal to 1. If I condition is system dot I plus we are printing answer, we can get either 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. This way we are solving these questions. It's a very simple and very interesting way to solve it. But it's not a very good way to solve it. We using a bits manipulation method, right? कौन सा कौन सा? अभी नहीं मालूम। अच्छा नहीं आया बताना। Approach using bits manipulation. Here is a space optimized which uses bits manipulation technique that can be applied to a problem mapping binary values in array. it's very time consuming for to understand. But when you understand, it's a very also easy. Firstly, you see here a confusing is lots more, but when you see code, it's a joke, right? It's a joke, totally joke. It's not. We need not to waste our time in that code. It's a very simple and very easy code. So as this is a huge paragraph you saw. Firstly, that you totally scared about that. So much language are used here to make you understand. But if you see firstly for scroll you and you feel very scared. But if you study one by one line, you thought it's a very easy. It's a very easy editorial. So never afraid from these things. Approach number three, using bits manipulation via the space optimized, which uses bits manipulation technique that can be applied to problem mapping, boundary values in array. Let me okay. Here, so here is a space optimization. बोल दिया मैंने हम घंटा पीछे here is the space optimization which uses bits manipulation technique. So बदतमीजी करो यार बता दो कुछ दो दिन में बताने को यार मेरा कहाँ रहे भाई कुछ ये यार एडिटोरियल है अच्छा ये तो तुम अपना पढ़ो नीचे एकदम गर्म पानी आता है गर्म आता है मिला लो बगल में टोटी लेके ठंडा वाला गर्म आता है एकदम हाँ एकदम खोलता हुआ आता है क्या हो गया तो चलो यार क्या हो गया क्या हो गया हाँ तो थूक गिरा लेकिन हाँ थूके मैं थूके चिंता नहीं है तुम्हें here is a space optimized which uses bits manipulation technique that can be applied to problems mapping binary values in array. Means very simple. Space optimized mappers which uses bits manipulation technique that can apply to problem mapping binary in array. सिंपल है दे आर नॉट सेइंग एनी अदर थिंग मींस मेरा स्पेस ऑप्टिमाइज हो रहा है विच यूजर्स बिट्स मैनिपुलेशन हो रहा है टेक्निक है दैट कैन बी अप्लाई टू प्रॉब्लम मैपिंग बाइनरी वैल्यूज इन है क्या प्रॉब्लम है मैपिंग बाइनरी वैल्यू अरे एक का प्रॉब्लम so further we study that editorial, we must clear about that thing, what are the other thing. So do not stuck on particular thing. We will move on other statement. When we go in, we can easily understand what they want to say. If we not understand, we go further or study these statement from starting. You easily understand second time. It does not complicate. It's a very easy language, right? Here is a space optimized view. I state. See, size of int variable. Size of int variable is in 64-bit compiler is 4 bit. Means int variable है 64-bit compiler के लिए 4 bits होता है. 1 bit is represented by 8 bits. Means 1 byte is represented by 8 position in memory. You also know I will not explain you about that things. 1 bit contain 8 bits. 1 byte contain 8 bits. So an integer in memory is represented by 32 bytes. An integer in memory is represented by 32 byte position 4 bytes. Their 32 byte position can be used instead of just one index to has binary values. 32 bits position can be used instead of just one index to has a binary values. What I say, you understand what I said? Understand what I said? Just one index to has binary value. Will you further understand that thing what they want to say? I thought they want to say about that byte level. Okay. Let's move further. Byte level. Each index of array represented as 32 bit position. Byte level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? You know, bit level 0. It's a totally little but byte level क्या है each index of array represented as a 32 position 32 bit position. You know about each. We need to consider in what I said. Each index of array represented as 32 bit position. Love simples, it means I have one array and one index of that array representing 32 bits, right? Each index of a array represented as a 32 bits position, right? Means if we add some value to that function, it's in a box, it's right. You can understand what is it? I must thought you must understand that because if we taking as a variable as int x equal to 0, int x equal to 10, it's convert the 10 into binary in 32 bits. That's when in array one indices contain one integer, right? It's contain integer. So that's integer converted into binary in 32 bits, in 32 bits. That's showing you. That's a simple thing showing you. So it's a very easy. It's a very easy. It is not tough, right? It's a very easy to explain. Only these 8 bits position will be used. We are using 8 bit position will be used. Simple, sir. There is a very simple 8 bits position will be used here. Means it's a use less memory. So let's move further to understand that thing. We only these 8 bits will be used. So we move further to understand what they want to say. Okay. We can implement the above approach for the 32 bits integer by following these steps. 32 bits integers. Find the actual index. Int array in array we need to we find the actual index, right? Needs to be a bit manipulated. I mean we that need to be bits manipulated. The simple it will be bitwise index upon 32. Means what means bitwise index? What means bitwise index? Find the index. Find the index of bit in those 32 bits. Find the index of bit in those 32 bits. Find the index of bits in those 32 bits. That's need to be turned on. It will be bitwise index, not the 32. Let's call it x. Oh my god. Oh my god. What they want to say, you need to understand, right? What they want to. It takes time to understand. Find the index of bits in those 32 bits that need to be turned on. It will be divided itself. Turn on the bit by doing bitwise or right. Turn on the bit by doing bitwise or with one left shift here we turn on the x bit by bits manipulation. To get the value of bits at a bitwise index, we calculate the same indices and do a bitwise so that if the x bit is on it, will return an integer not equal to 0. And to get a value of bit at a bitwise index, um, we calculate the same indices and do a bitwise, and so that if x bit is on it, will return an integer not equal to 0. This is true in C++. Instead of using arithmetic operator, we can use bitwise operator for efficiency. For furthermore understanding, we go to the proof, right? Yeah, you understand what I want to show. Index, right? I need to check out what they also. Index, if the index of 5 corresponds to dividing index by 32, means index and 31 correspond to module operation of index by 32, means index function to check value of bits position whether it has 0 or 1. I do not know about that. I totally joking, right? Like I totally joking about that things. Like we are not taking as that things. So this thing here. In the same way, index by potato functions to check the value of its position whether it is zero or one. Means simple. So there are the meaning of simple function to check value of wait a minute. Can you understand that thing? Wait a minute. What's a index? So we are this shifted index five position in the right side means my index is equal to 5 correspond to dividing index by 32 means index by 32 means my index is wait a minute.
Muito do peligro, tá sendo